What is going on, my broskies? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. So today, we're going to be talking about the Kizuna Clash, because I know a lot of people have been asking about it. When I streamed yesterday, people were asking, you know, are you going to upload a video talking about the bosses, kind of giving us some hints as to what we should really be doing. So that's what this video is going to be focusing on the boss stages of the Kizuna Clash. Before we get into it though, I do want to say that I did end up pulling the Boa sisters. I did 2 additional multis after the video that was uploaded yesterday, and I was lucky enough to pull them on the 7th multi on the 11th poster, so that was pretty awesome. So now I do actually personally have every single point booster for ticket booster in this event. So I just wanted to quickly touch on that before we get into the video, because I'm going to show the teams that I'm going to have for the early stages of this Kizuna Clash, and the Boa sisters are going to be part of that. So anyways, big shout out to this guy, Mr. MattZz. I'll leave a link to his Twitter, to his stuff down below in the video description, because he creates these infographics all the time, and it just makes, you know, obviously my job a lot easier to convey the information to you guys, rather than try and search through all of the translated stuff here from GameWith. It's already translated here via Mr. MattZ's infographics, so shout out to him. So there are 3 different variations, obviously, with most Kizuna Clashes. You got the quick Dex and Psi Variation. Now, these are the boosted units at the top. Now, people were also saying to me in my stream yesterday that if you time travel and check boosted units, apparently the original Super Type batch characters, so Super Type Snake Man, Katakuri, Blackbeard, Sabo, all of them apparently are boosted as well, which is kind of weird, because you would have thought that if they were going to be boosted, they would be listed here, but they're not. They're even officially in-game, they're not even listed there. So the boosted list may be bigger than this, but like 100% these characters are boosted, so they should get additional stats and stuff. Yeah, there you can see double stats, minus 15 cooldown. So yeah, if you are going to be building a team, having these characters makes it a lot better, because they just do more damage, right? Obviously, these 3 here in particular are the debut characters, which are the most usable units here. So let's go through each variation, and I'll give you guys my team, and we'll just go through what GameWith has in terms of what they suggest for team compositions. So here we have the quick variation. This is the first one that you'll be encountering. So for the quick variation, you want to be building a team of fighters, strikers, and cerebral, as those are the classes that get that cooldown. I think it's around 15 turns of cooldown they will receive, so it's very nice to build a team with that. And then stage 2, there are 2 enemies, both Sight and Int. I think here on GameWith, if we scroll down, we should be able to see what the boss... Yeah, okay, so this is the second floor, what it looks like. So you've got a Luffy with a perfect barrier. You've got Boa with a perfect barrier. Actually, really good that they have the barrier there, so that you can utilize the special ability of Boa Hancock and Marigold. Very useful to have that. So yeah, on this stage here, you know, we can see Luffy's got 1.16 million and Boa Hancock has 820,000. So on this stage, just the perfect barrier, and they apply burn as well. I didn't even see that. Yeah, so the burn is there, 3,000 damage per perfect that you hit. And, you know, if you are running a couple of boosted units, that's going to enhance your HP a lot. So a lot of the time, you probably don't even have to worry about the burn, but I guess if your team relies on being at full health for some reason, or you just don't want to take damage, then yeah, you'll have to bring a unit to remove burn. So the final boss stage, which is against Luffy and Boa, the dual unit, which is right here. Yeah, there we go, Luffy and Boa. And there's the secret stage Buggy. Okay, interesting. But when it's defeated, it grants a 2.5 times attack boost for 98 turns. Okay, that's interesting to note. I do like the game with a reporting on that, because sometimes they don't report on the secret stages, but so now we know before the event even begins what to expect. So that's good. At least, you know, getting the perfects with Boa Hancock and Marigold Special will be achievable, I guess. So that's good. That's really, really good to hear. So you've got the final boss stage against the Luffy and Boa. So what happens here? 99 turns of full immunity and normal attacks only, which is that debuff right there. So you cannot deal damage with specials. Then you've also got a 20% health cut is inflicted to your team. 3 turns of paralysis is inflicted to your team. 3 turns of damage threshold reduction, which is that buff right there in the top corner. And then it also says an HP cut interrupt. So if you HP cut them, they're going to heal back to full HP. And then after level 70, 6 turns of despair and 1 extra turn of paralysis. So after level 70, 6 turn despair. So with sockets, it goes down to 3 turns. And then 4 turns of total paralysis. And then after level 140, 1 extra turn of paralysis up to 5 turns. That's pretty crazy. Okay, so if you are a player that doesn't really go that hard on the Kizuna Clashes anyway, you probably don't even have to worry about after level 70. But even if you do, then you probably want to run some support effects, or make sure you have characters that can remove despair, which are going to be very, very useful, of course. And then it goes down to 5 turns of paralysis after level 140, and the despair will still remain after level 140 as well. Actually, on this page, does it show how much HP the bosses have after a certain amount of time? Usually they do. Oh, here we go. Okay, so at level 100, 47 million. Okay, that's very, very good. Like, because it's a co-op Kizuna clash. They always make the HP scaling a lot less. So level 100 is, 47 mil. That's not too bad at all. And then what's around level, like, 140? So 140-ish is, like, just under 120 million. So again, that's pretty achievable for most teams, I would think. That shouldn't be too difficult to reach. But then, okay, so 400 million at like nearly level 200. So yeah, that will be very difficult from there. I would say, after around level 160 is where things are going to get really dicey. Because there are a lot of teams, like really powerful teams, that can get past this. But yeah, I think after level 160-ish is going to be difficult. Like around level 150, I think is where a lot of people are going to really like hit a wall and not be able to clear it. But, if you've got the applicable units, you can definitely do that. So yeah, that's what you have to note for the versus quick variation. So what do they suggest here for teams? Obviously, Legend Kid, he is a boosted unit in this event, by the way. So he has like double stats, and remember, because of super typing, he can make all of your other characters get the inherent color affinity boost, mind you. And remember, the Boa Sisters are Dex characters, so they will get the super typing. Nami, Robin for all boost. This Luffy, because you got to actually run a Luffy to make sure you can activate the super type special in the first place. But then this Luffy is really good because he removes Bind, Despair, and Attack Down. I mean, the Despair is the big thing there. He can remove all of that Despair for you, which is great. And then in terms of the other debuffs, you got Paralysis, which Nami and Robin can get rid of the paralysis. The threshold damage reduction, who gets rid of that? I guess the Granny Neon likely gets rid of that. Granny Neon, yes, gets rid of the threshold damage reduction. Yeah, perfect, makes sense. Okay, so yeah, that is like another team composition here. I mean, there's another kid team here as well. This Lucci is boosted on the event. This King is boosted on the event. But remember, King, he can't get his conditional boost to activate, but he's really good because he removes Despair, I do believe. So you've also got like the original, like 6-star Nami. She's really good. She removes paralysis with her special as well. It gets rid of Despair. And then you've got this Usopp. I don't know the significance of the Usopp, honestly. I don't understand why the Usopp is there. Then you've got the this Robin is a pretty good unit. She's got I think she removes Despair as well, and she's an attack booster. So that's really awesome. You've got Nami Robin as the captain instead. That works fine. You've got Luffy and Law as well. That's another really good team. Yeah, Luffy, Law, and Kid, actually, that's a pretty strong team as well. Having the combination of a 2.5 orb boost and a 2.5 attack boost, really strong. And then they also suggest Luffy Zoro. I think Luffy Zoro is a bit of a weird one though, now that I'm thinking about it, because like Fighter, Striker, and Cerebral, they don't get the cooldown because they're Fighter Slasher. Oh no, they're Free Spirit Slasher, sorry. Yeah, they're Free Spirit Slashers. That doesn't make sense. They don't even get cooldown, so unless if like their cooldown's relatively low in the first place and you can just stall it out, I guess you'd probably want to stall out their cooldown if you want to use a team similar to this. But I mean, like, the combination of these units together makes a lot of sense. So, in terms of the team that I'm personally using, you guys might have already seen it already, but this is the team that I'm going to be using from the start, and this is going to be doing, well, this is 137 million or 138 million without cotton candies, and likely when you jump into it, typically after you build a team in the damage calculator and you actually go ahead and use the team, you'll find that your team actually will do probably a little bit more damage than what you see here. So this will last until, around level like 140, 130-ish. And then at that point, I'm definitely going to switch out a couple characters to ensure that I get higher damage output. Not really too sure who I'd probably replace. I mean, you could take out Margaret for sure because she's an orb booster and she doesn't seem, I mean, she gets rid of the paralysis, but there are definitely other characters you could use to get rid of that. You could potentially just use like Nami and Robin for an example because their orb boost is a lot higher than this character, plus their dex, so they get the super typing, so that's really good. And then obviously they're fully boosted by Kid if you use Nami Robin instead of Margaret. So, there are replacements for this team, but the main reason why I want to use all of the point boosters early on is because each one of these characters here they give you a 1.3 ticket booster. So the two Boa sisters, Granny Neon and Margaret, are all 1.3 ticket boosters, which gives you 2.856, or it'll probably be like just 2.85 times ticket boost. So, you know, from level 1, you're already getting 28 or 29 tickets on level 1 clear. So that'll stack up very quickly in terms of the amount of tickets that you'll be able to get. So it makes a lot of sense. So this is what I'll be doing from the get-go, and obviously I'll change it as time goes on. But anyways, GameWith has some really good suggestions for teams there. So let's move on to the next one, which is the Dex Variation. So against Dex, you want to be building a team predominantly of Strength, Dex, and Int characters. And then Stage 2 has 5 enemies. I guess we can go over to the next color now to have a look and see what the Dex Variation is all about, so we can have a look at the stage composition and see what we have to work with. So let's scroll down to where it is. So Stage 2. Okay, so there's 5 enemies here. 5 different enemies. So yeah, 5 enemies, 5 turns of chain coefficient reduction, and slot conversion into badly matching. So yeah, that's quite straightforward there. So you want some sort of chain locker, especially on the last stage, unless if you got some sort of way to remove that. But ideally, the best way to get around chain coefficient reduction is to just bring a chain locker. What colors do you bring again? Strength, Dex, and Int. Okay, interesting, okay. And full border badly matching orbs, so you definitely want to change those into matching, or if you can treat them as beneficial, that's going to be very nice for your team. And then on the final boss stage, so the final boss against the Luffy and Boa is going to be this one. You can see resilience there, goddamn. Okay, so 99 turns of full immunity, so you cannot do any conditional boost. Normal attacks only, once again. 3 turns of defense up, 3 turns of resilience. So you got the defense up, resilience, normal attacks only. Yeah, pretty straightforward. If you use an attack boost, they will clear your buffs and give you 10 turns of Orb Seal. God damn, dude. Damn, that's rough. You cannot use any attack boosting buff. Okay, so I can automatically think of a couple characters that are going to be really good there. Super Type Snake Man with his Super Type special to give you an attack boost, or the Boa Sisters, because if you use their special on stage 2, if you hit a certain amount of perfects, you'll get an attack boost in the following stage. So that makes a lot of sense, I guess, but that's going to be rough for a lot of players that don't have Snake Man or don't have many Friend Captain Boa Sisters. That's going to be tough. And then after level 70, 3 turns of attack down, and then after level 140, 2 extra turns of attack down. So level 5 turns of attack down. All right, fair enough. That's gonna be a little rough. So how much HP do these characters have? 1 million to Kikyo, 450, 45. Yeah, so that's okay. That's gonna be a little challenging, I guess. So you need to definitely have some sort of unit or special to give you matching orbs or to get around this stage a lot easier. That's going to be a little challenging. But let's go into team compositions that they suggest here on GameWith. So Snake Man obviously makes the most sense because of his amazing special you can use on the final stage, and also because of his super type special. Makes perfect sense. You've also got, I mean, this Big Mom's going to be a phenomenal unit too. You've got good utility units here. You've got the color affinity with Sabo. You could use him on like stage on stage 2 and then carry his boost into the last stage. That would make a lot of sense as well. Luffy Zora is a pretty good option too. Yeah, I like it. They're a really good orb boosting special. Plus they're a chain locker, which is great because you get chain coefficient reduction. So you definitely want to have, you know, some type of chain lock would be ideal here. Then you've also got, you know, Vivi Rebecca. That's an interesting choice. And with the combination of Usopp and V1 Katakuri, you can get a guaranteed conditional boost. You got an Orb Boost and Chain Lock. I mean, they've got a Chain Lock with their special, but they've got Color Affinity. You've got Orb Boost. You've got Attack Boost. Yeah, okay. This is a pretty good team composition as well. Yeah, this says about level 131. Makes sense. What about the Snake Man team? It doesn't really say, yeah, there you go, level 173, very solid team looking there. And then you got Sabo, super type Sabo with a friend Luffy Zora, interesting. This marker gets rid of the chain coefficient reduction. You're an orb booster and utility. I guess you're really good for stage 2 for wave clearing. You're an attack booster, your color affinity, interesting team. You got the OG Snake Man. Okay, I was not expecting to see OG Snake Man, but I guess it kind of makes sense. You can use the Boa Marigold special to get the attack boost in the following stage. On the final stage, because you don't have them for color affinity, you can use Sabo for color affinity instead. And you got like attack booster. I mean, you're not going to use them for attack booster, but they removes defense up, and then other utility units along the way there. You got Bullet as well. I mean, I don't really think Bullet is going to be a really good choice. I mean, this says like level 104, but that's only like 50 million damage. I don't really think Bullet is going to be a good choice. Bullet really isn't one of the best choices in Kizuna, just because normal attacks only is so prevalent a lot of the time. So I don't really suggest that much. And then you've also got the Sabo Koala team as well. So I think that Super Tight Snake Man is like the best one to go with. This team's not too bad either. This team's okay as well, but I do think this is probably one of the best teams you could probably go. In terms of what I'm doing, this is the team that I'm going to be using here. So this should actually be able to last me a relatively long time. So the way that this team's working here is we're able to use like one of these specials on stage 2, for example. And we can actually use a super type Snake Man special on that turn as well. And the super type Snake Man the super type special should not kill all the enemies on the enemy side of the field on that stage. It will kill definitely you. And it probably, yeah, it won't kill these characters either. So it's going to kill the mobs, and it's going to leave just enough characters to where we will be able to use the Boa Marigold special, or to hit the Mana Perfects to get the attack boost in the final stage. And then we've got their color affinity with another activation or whatever. Yes, we use this special, stage 2, use this one, stage 3. We've got his special for the orb boost, and we've got like utility with these characters. And then we've got this Kizuna limited rare recruit Chopper, which has a really good special that gets rid of 3 turns of attack down. Now the really good thing about that is like, yes, you do notice that it actually goes up to 5 turns, and the good thing about it is that we can actually go ahead and use the support of Legend Neko on this Chopper, and it will remove an additional 2 turns of attack down. So works out perfectly, and this is what I'll be doing from the get-go. And of course, you know, I'll be replacing characters as time goes on to ensure that I can get around the debuffs, of course. But yeah, this is what I'll be doing from jump that should be able to last me a relatively long time. So now we've got one more boss to go through, which is the Psi Variation. Okay, so for the Psi Variation, we have special cooldown reduction to Strength, Dex, and Int characters. And then for Stage 2, I mean, let's go over to the GameWith page once again and make sure that we locate the right page so we can talk about the bosses effectively. So we'll scroll down and have a look at Stage 2. So Stage 2 has Jimbei and some dinosaurs. Okay. 30% health cut, block orb conversion, and 1 turn of orb lock. Okay, makes sense. Okay, interesting. And then the final boss stage, which is going to be against Luffy Boa once again. And we see 99 turns of full immunity, normal attacks only. Once again, 6 turns of bind to your captain, your middle left, and your bottom right. Yeah, so captain, middle left, bottom right. So you want to have your bind reducers in one of those 3 positions, unless if you've got a support effect that can get around that, of course. And then you've got 3 turns of % damage reduction, which you can see right there. And then you also have an HP cut where they heal back to full. And then after level 70, 4 turns of special bind. And after level 140, it is 5 turns of special bind. Yikers, man. Yikers. Okay. That makes it a little more challenging, that's for sure. Interesting. Okay. So let's have a look here. Let's have a look at what GameWith has to say about this one. Now, obviously, especially if the Int super types are boosted, they are 100% going to be the best characters for this fight. No doubt. Yeah, you got like Blackbeard and Katakuri, because obviously with the fact that you've got 99 turns of full immunity, and then you just have Katakuri, as long as you are able to reduce your own HP, or you're able to tank enough damage, you can use his super type special to get a guaranteed delay and a guaranteed conditional boost, which is just, it's such an absurd ability, especially when you are launching that and you're below that 50% threshold to get a 5 times boost. It is so crazy how good that is. So if you're stacking that on top of color affinity, on top of chain lock, on top of a 4 times attack and orb boost for this character, it is pretty crazy, dude. 420 million damage. Yeah, that's really, really good. Fair enough. Alright, so then you got another one, which is a Snake Man team. That's interesting. Assumed level 102, so that's only around, you know, 50 million damage, so that's okay. You've got Douglas Bullet as well. Again, a lot of using a lot of these really key units here. This Crocodile's a good unit as well. I believe he'll get rid of a lot of the debuffs on stage 2 with the block orbs, because he changes block orbs into matching, which is really good to have. Yeah, so this is around level 114. That's a pretty solid team overall. You've got Nami and Robin, which I think this team should be pretty good, right? Yeah, around level 132, that is a lot better. So you've got Chainlock, you've got, and then that also gets rid of some of the special bind at least. Then you've got the Sangora, who's a color affinity booster. You've got the Chain Locker. I mean, this is a Chain Locker as well. This is a Chain Locker. You've got Orb Booster. You've got Utility. You've got Attack Boost. So, yeah, it makes a lot of sense there. And then my man, Mr. Slam Jam, coming through. Soon level 93. That's not as high as what I would have thought. So, yeah, double Katakuri is not the wave. I definitely think the hybrid of Blackbeard and Katakuri. But obviously, if you don't have either of those characters, it makes it a little bit difficult. But if you do have either Blackbeard or Katakuri, you're going to be pretty much set for this event at least. You've got Sabo Koala. Yeah, Sabo Koala are a really good choice. I mean, level 78 isn't too high, but still, this big mom, Sabo Koala. So you've got inherent color affinity with this character as well. So you've got like chain lock, color affinity. You can use the smaller color affinity you want, but you've got attack boost, utility, orb boost. This is a good team overall, I think. Nami and Robin as well. So you've got color affinity, attack boost, combo boost, utility, and more utility, and then orb boost, of course. 117 is very strong, very, very good. Legend Pudding is interesting. Okay. I don't know if I would use Legend Pudding as like my main damage dealer team. I probably wouldn't suggest that, but look, she's still a 4.25 captain at the end of the day, so it's not awful. And then you've also got the double Boa sisters. So what does this one go to? Around level 160. That's really good, actually. That's not even using all of the boosters either. Legend Garp is actually boosted on the event, by the way, as well. Where is he? Yeah, there he is, Legend Garp, and this old Kizuna Carrot's also boosted as well, which we've seen quite a lot on some of these team compositions here. Nami Robin, so good, of course, as per usual. And it actually has the OG Boa Hancock as a support character. What does she actually do? What does that Boa do as a support? I think she, like, changes orbs into matching, doesn't she? Once per adventure, when the supported character uses their special, recover 2,500 health and change left column slots into matching. Left column slots into matching. So these characters will get matching slots. What about these characters? Interesting. Huh. Okay. I mean, it's an option. 162, level 162 is going to last a really long time. Plus you'll get 1, 2, 3 point boosters on your team. That's really strong overall. But in terms of what I'm going to be using at the start, this is what I'm going to be doing at from the get-go. So this is 138 million. This is without cotton candy boosts. So this is looking pretty solid right now. So the way that this team is going to be working is, of course, if we've got the double Boa sister combination, so we can have color affinity and attack boost on the final boss stage. We have the Sabo Koala, which I'm only really going to be using to get around stage 2 because they change badly matching slots into matching. So we have our orbs locked. If we kill Jinbei in one turn, we'll move into the final stage with a full board of matching slots. Then we've also got access to Nami. Actually, I want to just double check something. Yeah, okay, that works out fine. We've got Nami here, who is a special bind remover. So, of course, as time goes on, we actually need the ability to remove special bind, so that's going to be very useful. We've got Granny Neon for all of her effects and the chain lock. We've got orb boost and a debuff removal with this, and then, as I said, attack and color affinity. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to be using from the get-go, and once again, a 2.85 times ticket booster is going to be very good. So, these are all the teams that I am going to be running throughout the entire duration of the Kizuna Clash, or at least for the first part of the duration of the Kizuna Clash. And as I mentioned, as time goes on, I will be manipulating and changing my teams. And, you know, I will be uploading a video where I go through using these teams in the event itself. But obviously, as time goes on where I change my teams, I'll be uploading like a separate video later on if I am changing my teams, just to show you guys what the changes are and how much damage that they're dealing. But as I said, we've already gone through all of the GameWith stuff here. So if there are any teams you see on the GameWith page, you may want to go ahead and apply some of these, as these teams have been tested and, you know, they show like how much damage that they can do. These are all really solid options that you may want to go for. But overall, I do think the Kizuna Clash, I think the Dex Variation might be a little tricky. I think the Psi Variation may also be a little bit tricky. I do think the Quick Variation is probably the easiest one, but I guess it really comes down to your available characters. But a lot of the boosted characters are Dex, which helps out the Quick Variation a lot. So, you know, that's a big difference there. But that is going to wrap up this video today. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. And if you guys did enjoy it, make sure you go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.